welcome back to my channel. It's Cerise here, and for today's video I have a Juno microfiber velvet sponge review for you guys. So this is the sponge here. So this is the new sponge that everyone is raving about. So I want to see if it's actually good or not. So this is the packaging it comes in. It's latex free, cruelty free, and it retails for around $6 or $7 US, so it's pretty cheap. It does say on the back, if you're looking for a more natural airbrush foundation finish, the Juno microfiber velvet sponge is your go-to, made with velvet soft microfiber bristles and a slanted edge for controlled stippling. The Juno microfiber velvet sponge provides buildable coverage fast. Yeah, and so it's just a nice wee sponge there. That's kind of scary that it's got bristles in it. Just saying, it's just a bit weird. It also comes with a little user guide, which I will read out in a minute because it is actually really interesting to look at. But let's pull out the sponge. So this is dry. This is me literally pulling it out, wow, for the first time. Oh my god, it does have little bristles. Oh, look at it. It's like little and velvety, like, oh, it's got that, oh god. If you're a real sucker for like textures, this like, it legit feels like just a piece of velvet. I don't like the way that it feels at all. It's got a flat side here. Oh my god, it's like a fuzzy peach. Flat end there, and then that one there. So apparently you're meant to get it wet, and you can use it wet or dry, but see, this is where it gets confusing, because it's like, wet the sponge completely, it says. Continue squeezing the sponge into water for a minimum of 15 seconds. When the sponge expands and is soft and squishy, it's ready to use. But then it says, use the sponge wet and dry to apply these products. So I was like, what? And then it says, well, that's cover it in water, and then squeeze it 15 seconds. I'll be right back. Alright, so I just wet it, and it's creepy. It's getting bigger. It's like a bigger furry peach. When I did squeeze it, like kind of bubbles came off it, which was really weird. I don't know if it's just like the texture of the sponge or whatever, but it's nice and bouncy now. I used warm water, so it can be nice and warm around my face. Whoa, it's like huge on my face now. I feel like it was really teeny tiny before. Or is it like the same size? I don't know. Alright, so let's read the thing. So, no rules. Use the Juno sponge for different makeup products and application methods. I'm like, you say no rules, but yet you freaking tell me I need to wet this bitch, alright? Alright, so it says tips. Spritz your favourite purple setting spray onto the sponge for a dewy finish. Avoid product overload. Submerge your Juno sponge under water and squeeze out any excess to begin. Do not apply the foundation directly onto the Juno sponge, as it will transfer too thick. Okay, so you've got to kind of put it on your hand and then smush it off your hand. It's better to apply your foundation onto another surface, then use light dabbing motions to transfer onto your skin. So they want us to go like this. Use stippling and swiping motions to blend your foundation or product onto your skin as a desired look achieved. Alright, and then how to clean your sponge. Run your sponge under warm water to loosen product. Create lather using Juno & Co. Clean Up Your 8 Solid Cleansing Bar, or you could use your own cleanser if you wanted to. Gently squeeze and lightly rub until product is removed and water runs clear. Don't vigorously rub or scrub product off sponge. Use any textured brush cleaning contraptions. It will tear, submerge, and leave the sponge in water. Alright, cool. And it says, replace your makeup sponge every 1 to 3 months. God, I haven't replaced my sponge in like a year. Alright, so here it is in all of its weird kind of peachy glory. You can kind of see it like that. It is very strange. It's a very strange brush. Alright, I'm going to try and use it for like the whole deal of my face today. I'm going to try and use it as concealer. I'm going to try and use it for foundation and for powder too, since it can do all those things. So, bitch, I'm going to try. So zoom you on it so we can see how this performs. I'm going to get some of my foundation and just squirt some onto my hands. And then what I like to do as well with my foundation is blow it like around. So it's kind of like flat around like that, and then I'll apply it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply it with this flat end. Give that a go. I'm like, maybe I'll just look in the viewfinder. Let's see, okay. So I'm dabbing it on. It's on there like that. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. Alright, I am actually liking this. I usually use a brush to apply my foundation too, so this is actually really like interesting to be using a sponge. And not to mention, it is freaking quicker to use a sponge too. Oh, it is very effective. I'm not going to lie. I'm going for that wiping technique under there. I think I've applied way too much to this side compared to this side. Like, stick to me, please. I feel like it's applied too much foundation to my cheeks and not enough to like everywhere else. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, it's definitely nice and like it's dried off. No more's coming off on my fingers or anything like that. So yeah, that was spreading it on this side of my face. Like, yep, I think it's spreading on really quickly, really effectively. Not that mad at it. I actually don't have any foundation on this side. So I'm just going to quickly fill in the rest because I didn't actually have any on. Alrighty, so now that I've put that on, I'm going to put on concealer, and I'm going to use a different side of it to see what it's like. So far, I'm actually really impressed with the sponge, but again, it is just a sponge. So I'm not seeing any, you know, differences to other kind of sponges that I've had in the past. You know, like it's not blowing me away compared to a different sponge. You know what I mean? Alright. Let's go for this kind of flat side here and just... So I do like the kind of finish it is bringing up along there. I feel like I definitely use too much product for trying to blend this out. Oh god, I feel like that's definitely way... it's like freaking blending it forever. I usually use this amount of product as well. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use the other side. See if that kind of blends a bit better on this side. Oh, 100%. Okay. Okay, literally using the same technique. Look at the difference. So if you use that flatter side, it's going to spread your stuff way wider. Whereas the, like... Yeah, see that stuff holds it definitely way more, that flatter side. I don't like using that flatter side for under the eyes. It's not really working. I think this rounded off side would be much better for the concealer, just in my humble opinion. Alright, so now that that's blended in, I've got way too much freaking mascara on one side because of the way that blended. That's so weird. It's like, also I'm finding it's not actually sticking any to this part of my nose. Like, nothing is sticking on. I don't know if like the little fibers are like sucking it off. Okay. Well, what I'm going to try now is I'm going to get powder and I'm going to try and stipple that into my face. I'm like, why are you not blended out up here? What is going on? Alright, so I'm going to get my powder. And I'm just going to, I think I'm going to use this flat side to try and smush it on. Yeah, that's working pretty well. Just kind of setting it in. Alrighty, so that has pushed the powder in. So I think I've kind of mastered the sponge now. So this side, foundation, this side, concealer, and this side for powder, this flat side here. So this worked really well, the flat side for pressing the powder into my face, that definitely for stippling the foundation and worked really well, and this for the concealer definitely didn't spread it as far. This kind of spread it for ages. The feel of it now after I've been using it for a wee while isn't actually that horrendous, but it is like a little, it's like a little pet, it's like a little peach, little page. Oh, so cute. But I think what I do like about this as well is it's eliminating 3 brushes for me. So it's eliminating my face brush, my powder brush, and also a different sponge or a concealer brush. So this sponge is kind of like a 3-in-1 because you can actually apply powders, and I'm sure you could do a contour as well. You could definitely do baking powder, that kind of thing, and like a contour, that kind of thing. But I'm just doing those 3 things just to be a bit basic today and show you guys what it's like. But yeah, I honestly I do like it. It's a very strange product, but for the price point I definitely would recommend trying it, giving it a go, and for it to eliminate that many, it's a really good travel size to kind of put in your little travel bag, take with you, and you eliminate a lot of brush space. So it's good for like conveniency and like compactability as well. So yeah, what do you guys think about this sponge? Have you guys tried it at all? It is very weird once you get past the little peach bit of it, but it's weird because when you feel it like this, like literally no makeup is coming off. It's so weird. It's just kind of like dry now, but I feel like with a different sponge, you squeeze it and like stuff comes out. But this, it's like, there's nothing, there's no residue in it, which is really crazy. So yeah, what do you guys think of this sponge? Let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and until next time, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!